Our names from government buildings is as if someone wants to erase
25 years of BET, of excellence.
They are removing our names from government buildings. It's as if someone wants to erase. We are celebrating 25 years of BET of excellence. It started with a whisper, a single almost unbelievable rumor that spread like wildfire through Hollywood and royal circles alike. Tyler Perry has tapes. At first, nobody believed it. Tyler Perry, the man who practically rescued Harry and Meghan when their world first fell apart in 2020. The man who gave them a home, shielded them from paparazzi, and helped rewrite their story as America's new power couple. It sounded impossible until of course it wasn't, because just days later an insider close to Perry allegedly confirmed that something big, something explosive was about to drop, and that whatever was on those tapes, it would change the way people saw Harry and Meghan forever. Tyler Perry, who offered up his Beverly Hills mansion to Meghan and Harry without having ever met them in person. The story broke late on a Thursday night, the kind of night when Hollywood sleeps but the internet never does. A major entertainment outlet ran the headline. Tyler Perry's private recordings allegedly expose what really happened behind the scenes with Harry and Meghan. And that's all it took. Within hours, social media ignited. Hashtags trended worldwide. News anchors scrambled for statements. Every royal commentator with a microphone had an opinion. The words private recordings hung in the air like smoke. What were they? Phone calls, voice notes, hidden camera footage. No one knew for sure. But the one detail everyone agreed on: the recordings were real. To understand why this was such a bombshell, you have to go back to where it all began. To the moment Harry and Meghan found sanctuary in Tyler Perry's Beverly Hills mansion after stepping down from royal duties. Music: back then they were the world's most talked about couple, adored by some, despised by others, but impossible to ignore. They'd left behind the palace walls, cut ties with the crown, and crossed the Atlantic to start fresh. And waiting for them was Tyler Perry. The Hollywood mogul had offered them a home, a sprawling $18 million estate with manicured lawns, security gates, and more privacy than the Sussexes had seen in years. He was their protector, their confidant, and for a while their only real friend in the chaos. They trusted him completely. He was there for the tears, the venting, the late-night frustrations about the press, the royals, and yes, even each other. So when Perry's name appeared in connection to secret tapes, people's jaws dropped. In the $260 million sexual assault lawsuit just filed against Tyler Perry, according to insiders, Perry had kept a series of recordings not out of malice but as a form of self-protection. He'd allegedly started documenting things after certain incidents made him uncomfortable. Tense arguments between the couple, emotional breakdowns, and explosive phone calls that left even him stunned. He never planned to use them. He never thought he'd have to. But something changed. Reports claim that after a recent disagreement with Meghan over a failed project, one that Perry quietly pulled funding from, tensions reignited. Meghan allegedly felt betrayed, claiming Perry had turned his back on her when she needed him most. The truth: Perry was done playing fixer. On one of the filmmaker's shows, actor Derek Dixon has sued Perry for $260 million. And when the Sussexes team tried to pressure him into clarifying certain rumors about their relationship, the mogul, calm, strategic, always in control, simply said, "You really don't want me to open that vault." That one line, according to insiders, was the beginning of the end. When the first snippets of audio leaked online, it was chaos. Nobody could confirm the source, but the timing was too perfect or too tragic, depending on your perspective. The clips reportedly featured Meghan venting to Perry about royal betrayal, about feeling used by the monarchy, and accusing senior royals of plotting against her. But there were also moments that blindsided everyone. Moments where Harry's voice could allegedly be heard too. In one snippet, Harry sounded exasperated, defeated, almost broken. "I left everything for this," he reportedly said, "and now I don't even know who we are anymore." The internet froze. For the first time, the world heard cracks in the carefully constructed united front Harry and Meghan had built. And whether the tapes were real or expertly fabricated, the damage was instant and irreversible. The palace said nothing, of course, their silence deafening, strategic, and almost chilling. Meghan Markle is in crisis after a series of epic disasters, including the total failure, but the tabloids didn't need official statements. They ran wild with speculation. Meghan manipulated Harry. Tyler's recordings reveal Harry's cry for help. What the secret tapes really show. Tyler Perry finally breaks his silence on the Sussex scandal. By morning, even American media couldn't look away. News anchors debated ethics, celebrity pundits dissected relationships, and late-night hosts made jokes that cut too close to the bone. The Sussex brand, built on compassion, authenticity, and rebirth, was crumbling under the weight of its own contradictions. Inside Montecito, things turned volcanic. Sources close to the couple described the atmosphere as unbearable. Meghan was reportedly packing, shouting into her phone, demanding to know who leaked what and how Tyler could do this. She felt blindsided, humiliated, and worst of all, powerless. Because Tyler Perry wasn't just an acquaintance. He was supposed to be family. And when Harry found out the tapes were circulating, or at least being teased online, he reportedly snapped. For years, Perry had been his safe harbor. Now that harbor had turned into a storm. He trusted him, said one royal insider. To Harry, this was betrayal on the deepest level, but what no one expected was Perry's next move. Instead of denying the leaks, he released a quiet, carefully worded statement through his representative. "There are things I have witnessed that I will not discuss publicly, but I will always stand by truth." That was it, one sentence, and yet it said everything. Tyler didn't deny having the tapes. He didn't deny knowing more than he'd ever revealed. He simply framed himself as a man who had seen too much and could no longer protect a narrative that wasn't true. Hollywood gasped because in a single stroke, Perry had done what no royal, no journalist, no network executive had dared to do. He called their bluff. By the end of the week, the Sussex's PR team was in full panic mode. They needed to redirect, otherwise they were going to lose him. And it's like, you know what? You don't even know how I know he would be like you don't know these people. Emergency calls were placed to lawyers, publicists, and crisis managers. The couple considered legal action but quickly realized the optics would be disastrous. Suing Tyler Perry, the man who once gave them refuge, would make them look ungrateful and vindictive. So they tried another route: control the narrative. A source close to Meghan leaked to a sympathetic outlet that Perry's actions were deeply hurtful and that he had betrayed the sacred trust of friendship. But again, the internet wasn't buying it. Comments flooded every post, every article, every tweet. "You used him, he gave you a home, and this is how it ends." Maybe the truth finally caught up. And for once, Meghan couldn't outspin the storm, because here's the cruel irony. Tyler Perry never needed to destroy Harry and Meghan. They did that themselves. All he did was lift the curtain. And as dawn broke over Montecito that Sunday morning, the couple sat together in their once peaceful garden, silent, exhausted, and surrounded by the faint hum of helicopters circling overhead. For the first time in years, Harry wasn't angry at the press. He wasn't angry at the palace. He wasn't even angry at Tyler. He was angry at himself for believing the illusion, for letting it all spiral this far. And Meghan, her eyes were red, her hands trembling. But even then, behind the fury and fear, there was something else. Calculation, because Meghan Markle never stays down for long. And what came next would shake Hollywood and Buckingham Palace to their core. At first, the Duchess tried to play it cool. She went silent, the kind of silence that's louder than any statement. Her team scrambled behind the scenes, working overtime to contain the wildfire spreading across every media outlet from Los Angeles to London. The headlines weren't subtle. Tyler Perry exposes what really happened in Montecito. Inside the secret recordings that could end the Sussex empire behind closed doors, Meghan was reportedly furious. Sources close to her claimed she stormed around their California mansion, packing like a lion in a cage, shouting that Perry had betrayed her, that this was all a setup from the palace. The calm, polished Duchess image she built so carefully was gone. This was raw Meghan, emotional, raging, wounded. Harry, meanwhile, was caught in the crossfire. For years, Perry had been one of the few friends who stood by them when the royal world turned cold. He gave them his home when they fled the UK. He vouched for them. And now, the same man was allegedly exposing conversations that painted Meghan in a light she couldn't control. The worst part, the tapes weren't about gossip or glam. They were about power. Tyler's alleged recordings reportedly captured tense moments during Meghan's early Hollywood strategy sessions. Moments where she talked about rebranding royalty, where she discussed how to leverage the royal narrative for global influence. And if true, if even half of it was accurate, it shattered the illusion of authenticity that the Sussexes had worked so hard to maintain. Hollywood, once her playground, suddenly